All right, now I just saw in the news today that Kathrine Kealoha has agreed with the feds to take a plea in exchange for cooperating with their further investigations. Keith County Sheriff better watch out. Hey man, let me tell you something. Whenever you see, let me say this. For those that are on the mainland and who follow me, what we're going to talk about right now is what happens when someone takes a federal plea and agrees to cooperate in a federal investigation in exchange for that plea. And those in Hawaii, we're going to use Kathrine Kealoha as the example to teach the rest of the world, here's what's about to happen when you see somebody enter a plea with the federal government in exchange to cooperate against others. Right? So Kat agrees to take a plea today. Now, keep in mind, if I'm Keith County Sheriff, maybe someone down at City Hall. I know that they got the City Hall with Mayor Kurt Caldwell and Donnie Lamb. They got federal subpoenas was flying down at City Hall about emails and stuff like that. They're real. Maybe even the governor. Right? With all the other stuff that's going on, y'all better watch out. Right? So when they read this kind of stuff, when you know that somebody in the conspiracy has taken a plea with the feds. Now, I had clients come all the time. Hey, lost a man, so-and-so got arrested, man. See if they taking a plea. So they don't tell on me. Some of the higher up in the organizations will retain their lawyer. Hey. And when, I just found out he down there talking. Right? Bring the retainer because you better get you a good lawyer. And so here's what happens though. See, the feds ain't stupid. The feds, you can't, if I'm Kat's lawyer, or if you're Kat's lawyer, you can't call up the feds and say, look here, Kat been sitting in jail. She don't like the food. She don't like the clothing selection. They're waking her up real early, feeding her all kind of prison gruel. But anyway, I'm sorry, my chair's squeaking too. Okay, I've cracked myself up. But yeah, so she waking up every morning, man. And when I say gruel, that's funny. But you go down that little prison, you got to go and you put your tray out there and they slop that shit on your tray, man. Hey, you ain't trying to do that for the next 20 years. Hey. So hey, man. You get on the phone, hey, you my lawyer, go call that prosecutor up, man, tell him I'm ready to go talk. So Kat, hey, she ready to go talk, right? Hey, so you say, well, Kat, I can't go over to the federal prosecutor unless you got something to talk about. Well, I got a plan to talk about. So now I call up the federal prosecutor. Look, my client Kat, she in jail, she ready to get out. She she ready to plead to these other 2 cases. So she want to know what's the best deal. And they're like, well, Kat done a whole bunch of shit, man. So, hey, Lawson, she still got to do 8, 9, 10 years. Ain't nothing I can do about that. She went to trial. She boxed it up. Her, Louis, they came in matching outfits, and then the jury smoked their ass, man, after 8-week trial. So if she wanted to get a better deal, she should have done this before the first trial. But tell you what, if she got good information on some of them hires, that Keith County Sheriff she used to work for, let's see what she got on him. Then she had some connection with the mayor because they kind of covered up all this ethics investigation stuff, right? They got them 2 people fired. Those on the mainland, y'all ain't going to know what I'm talking about, right? And so, Lawson, tell her we want to give her a profit. I ain't telling you what kind of deal we going to give her. This is what the feds do now until she come in here and profit. And you say, Lawson, what's the profit? Profit is this. They tell you get to be queen for a day. That's what they call it, right? Queen for a day. What's that mean, man? It means you can come in under a federal proffer and you can admit to all your crimes. They don't even know about some of them. You can come in and say, yeah, man, y'all thought that I stole from them. This is what Kat, right? Y'all thought I stole from them juveniles? No, I was stealing from a whole bunch of people. Oh, y'all thought me and my brother, Rudy, whatever the hell his name is, we was doing all just Percocets and Oxycontin? No, we was selling kilos of cocaine. She could say all that stuff, right? And ain't nothing they can do about it. They can't charge her or nothing under the proffer agreement, right? So you get to come in, because what they trying to do is to get the truth. Not just about all the shit you done, but about who else we can get with your information. And so you come in, you tell us the truth, we can't charge you with it. But you come in here and you start, and then you start lying. The whole profit blow up. You ain't getting no plea deal, and everything you said now about them kilos, we're gonna charge you with. As long as you ain't in that line. And so we ain't giving you no deal, Kat, until you come in here and tell us what you know. And if we think it's worth cutting you loose on some other cases or giving you pleas on other cases, then we go ahead and make the deal. So then she got to go in. Trust me, the government ain't pled guilty to this stuff without there being some form of profit. They haven't made an agreement unless she's been sitting with them the last few days. So Keith County Sheriff, some of you guys may think, hey, let me get my lawyer down there and somehow get in touch with Kat's lawyer and make sure she don't tell on me. Shit, it's too late now. It's in the paper. Let's just say Kathrine Kealoha agrees to plea deal. Now, before the feds is going to give you a plea deal, they want to know what you're going to give us. See, sometimes in state court, they say, just tell your client this, this, and that. You can get the deal before you sit down and talk, not in federal court. So I got bad news for you, Keith, and some of you others. Maybe the mayor, some of you people that works down in City Hall, man, whatever that ship of her running her mouth to the feds done sailed. Then the feds said, okay, we like this information. Here's your deal. And see, when you're in Kat's position, you ain't got too much but to accept that deal, man, because the other party just will go to trial then. Go to trial. Now, I can't use the stuff you said in the proffer. So let's say she proffers, she don't lie. I did this, I did that. And then they say, you know what? Your deal is going to be 20 years. And she said, man, fuck yeah, I don't want that deal. That ain't no deal, right? Okay, we're going to go to trial. Now, they still can't bring the proffer in against her unless she takes a stand and then says something that she, that's different from in the proffer. So even if you proffer and don't reach a deal, it limits you in your defense, because if you take the stand, all that shit you done admitted to in that proffer, and it can come in against you. So so you didn't lie to them, but you decided the deal that they offered after you done ran your mouth wasn't worth it. So you're like, man, fuck you, I done told y'all all this stuff, and now you still don't want to give me a deal? I'm going to trial. Okay, fine, but now you can't take the stand. So Kat's, between the rock and the hard place. She's going to take the deal. Well, she's done taking the deal, right? And so now what we're going to do is, she's going to enter a plea guilty next, I think, Tuesday, and then we're going to see where this unfolds. And you're going to see more indictments of higher-ups. And so keep this in mind. If you go back and Google Keith County Sheriff, Kathrine's boss, the head prosecutor, she worked right under him. When Cap and them was going down to the federal grand jury, when all these indictments, when the investigation was just starting, Keith County Sheriff was criticizing the federal prosecutor. Saying he was on a fishing expedition, that they was abusing the grand jury. I mean, most prosecutors, if the feds are investigating somebody in their office, would it be like, you know what, I can't make any comment now. There's a federal investigation. I believe my employee, Kat, may be innocent. However, I'm not going to interfere with this. Keith was out there blocking hard for her. Now, you may not have known why he was doing it, but in my experience as a criminal defense lawyer, what he was doing was sending her a message. I'm fighting for you. I got your back. Just don't roll over on me. That's what he's doing. And so, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, man, the guy's going to have to, well, here's what's going to happen. He's going to have to lawyer up. He's going to get him probably a couple good lawyers. Some people down in the city are going to lawyer up. And now we're going to be on to the next show. But slowly but surely, we're going to root out some of this corruption. And we see some of this corruption going on, not just throughout this island, but throughout the whole state of Hawaii. So until next week, like I said, comment, like my video, subscribe to my channel, The Law with Lawson. And if you have anything that you want me to talk about that's criminal related, doesn't matter, or civil rights related, let me know. I'll talk to you guys later.